welcome back to the Royal Vision Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Alex Taylor, and today we have an absolutely fabulous senior hailing from the women's basketball team. Just recently scored a career high of 20 points in the Landmark Conference Championship this previous Saturday, giving us the win over Catholic, putting us into the NCAA tournament. She has made 108 career three-pointers, tied for 12th most in our team history. Please welcome to the show, Maddie Hartnett. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
And not bad. Trying to survive like the bad weather today.
Yeah, it's rainy out.
It's terrible, which, I mean, it's where we live, but you were hoping so much. I mean, the weather was beautiful yesterday.
I know. It was a bit of a tease.
And honestly, you're starting off the week like that, and, but I guess that just being here in Scranton.
Yeah, you
it's
can
kind of
expect
the weather.
it.
So, starting out in basketball, tell me all about how you got into it.
I mean, from a young age, I've been playing basketball, like maybe second grade, whether that was just like CYO or like travel just in my town. But I would say probably started mostly watching my brother play, going to like his games. And then my sister played. She wasn't too athletic, but she did participate. But mostly just like watching my brother and kind of like wanting to be like your older brother and whatever, and just kind of took it up and have kind of been playing since as long as I can really even remember, with like whether that was my dad as my coach or kind of just leading up into high school and then playing AAU, everything, like kind of all over the place.
So definitely had some family roots tied to it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, overall, my whole family is kind of into basketball. My grandpa loves Seton Hall men's basketball, so for a long time I've been going. He is like courtside seats, which is really, really nice. And he's kind of been taking us to games. So I just remember being like, I really want to be like the one that gets picked to go to the game with my grandpa. So he has always loved basketball. Cousins I'm very close with. They all have played it growing up. Like, it's definitely been like a part of my life as like long as I can remember.
So what maybe gave you like a calling to come to the U to play basketball?
I think it was really like the environment here. Like, I'd been playing basketball and I wasn't really sure like where I wanted to go to college and what I really wanted to do. And like something big for me when I was like being recruited was I really wanted like the team and the community to be really special, because I felt like I had that in high school with my team, and like to like have it and then lose it, I thought like that'd be impossible. So when I was hunting for like a school, I was more looking at like, does the team like truly like each other? Like, is the community into it? Does everybody like love to go to the games? Because I actually like had that in high school, which I think can be rare for like a high school girls basketball team. So when I was looking at schools, I went to a couple others and I just kind of like was like, oh yeah, like it's fine. It seems like they like each other. And then I did like an overnight visit at Scranton, and I was like, this place like seems so special. Like, they seem so fun. They seem to like love each other, and thank God I was really like correct with that. And since coming here, like, it's actually been insane. Like, the sense of community from the people on this team, their parents, their siblings. I mean, it's like seriously so special. And like, not to mention like just the community, like the old guys that come to the game, like just coming up to us, like being like, it's just so special, honestly.
And you're definitely adding all to that. For those who don't know, the Lady Royals have won 9 straight Landmark Conference championships, and you're one of the ones who actually just put us back into the tournament again, trying to go for that 10 in a row. You just recently scored a career high of 20 points in the Landmark Conference championship. Just tell me a little bit about that game, maybe like your headspace. What were you thinking during it?
So our like one of our best players, maybe if not our best player, Casey Cranston, she had been going through like a bit of an injury before the game, and she's like our leading scorer. So going into it, we were all like, is she gonna be okay to play? Like, she's probably not gonna be able to play like the same minutes she's been playing all year. And I feel like going into the game before, we had kind of like a rut offensively to start the game off. So I felt like it was kind of like, okay, like let's try and come out like hotter to start this game, and like we had her back, and it was kind of like good energy going into the game. So just like knowing that she might not be 100%, like people are gonna have to step up offensively, obviously, So like, I mean, I wasn't like I didn't go into the game and I was like, oh my God, I'm hoping to score this many points, but
Right.
I knew like we were all gonna have to score more than we typically did, to kind of make up for her like probably lack of minutes, and I just was waiting for the opportunities, and my teammates found me and just kind of tried to stay ready whenever the ball ended up in my hands.
So you have a really, really unique perspective, right? You were just recently also named the conference champion MVP after the game. You also won this title as a freshman in 2001. What do you think changed between freshman and now your senior year, your last career year? What do you think has evolved from that time?
I mean, obviously, like we've added and like lost people from this team. I would say something that's changed for our team overall has been like our emphasis on defense. So I honestly do not remember the score of the game my freshman year, but I know that this year like 57 points like isn't really that many for like a championship game, I feel like. So we really focused on playing like defense, getting stops every time down, and then letting our offense like flow from there, and then like hitting shots based on like we just got a defensive stop. We have this energy flowing now, like let's hit a big shot and keep up the energy. And I feel like just like playing like mostly defense and letting that like kind of like lead our offense, if that makes sense.
You're talking about these key things like finding team opportunities and team energy. How important is your team to your overall performance during a game?
Oh, I mean, they are the reason that I play the way I play. They like pick me up when I'm down, and they kind of like keep me up when I'm high or whatever. I mean, I like give anything that we like I do or anyone does, like it's all credited to like our team as a whole. Like it's kind of funny. So we have an old assistant coach who used to volunteer last year. He came, I think it was the night before the Elizabethtown game, and he was just firing us up as he always does. And he just said, like, our heart beats as one, and it's just so true. Like, anything we do, like, we do for each other. So, like my team, like, is the whole reason, like, I am the way I am.
How would you say is important is having the school on your back while you're performing these, because these are probably some of the biggest events that we do see viewership at the school, and I mean they get loud and they get proud. So how does that feel when you're actually on the court in the moment?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like a crazy experience when you're out there and like you hear like these fans. And it was funny, so on like our senior day, like we walked out and there was like a bunch of people there, and my dad was walking out with me, and we just stand in the middle, and like I don't usually think anything of it because like, oh, like we packed the stands, whatever. And there was a lot of people there, and he just kind of stood and looked around, and he was like, it's kind of scary out here when you have all these people staring at you. And I was like, I've never really thought of it that way, but it's true. Like it like totally has like a crazy energy, and I kind of notice it in like the big games. So like we really wanted a fan presence for Catholic, and we like went to the dean and we asked to like get all these like, can you hand out T-shirts? Can we do our mental health game? Like we really wanted fans for the first time we played them at home, and it was crazy how like their free throw percentage like dropped just by like our fans being there to like distract them at like right under the basket, and it's like that can like really be like changing in a game. Like it can have like a big impact if someone gets fouled on the and one and then they miss the free throw or whatever. So it's like crazy how you can like genuinely see like in the numbers that like having a fan presence can impact the way you play. Like all of a sudden your shooting percentage goes up a little bit, and then their shooting percentage drops, or their free throw percentage is like half of what it typically is. So it's kind of crazy how like we appreciate our fans so much because we know like it actually does like have an impact on the game.
So what you're saying is the community better be coming out on Friday.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need to pack the Long Center, like pack it real good.
What sort of attitude do you guys as a team have going into this first round against Framingham?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big game, but like one thing we've been saying all year is like we have to like it's the steady teams, so like don't let yourself get too high in those like super high up moments because it is like a humongous game, obviously, and then just also kind of like not getting too low. Like basketball is a game of runs, so if they go on a good run, like, don't take yourself out of the game, stay in it, and then also just, like, keeping in mind, like, especially, like, as, like, a senior and stuff, like, you lose here, like, it's over. It's not like you get a second chance. But, like, I think we feel really good going into this game just because we lost 2 games this year, and we've played really big games. We've obviously grown from the losses, which was really nice, like, to see how we've actually improved over, like, because of them. And I think we've been, like, battle-tested in that, like, watching film of these teams, like, we can be like, oh, this player plays similar to this kid that we've played, and, like, this kid we've played. And so, like, we've seen a lot of different players, and because of that, I feel like we're going to be so prepared going into this whole tournament.
How special is this last year to you because you're a senior? This is it after this.
Yeah. I mean, it's, like, actually crazy that, like, I can't even believe it's, like, my senior year. But, like, I swear I just got here, but I didn't. But it's so special because, like, of the love I have for this team. So, like, regardless of if it's ending, I know, like, it's never really over. Like, I'll always be a part of this team, like, and, like, looking at the alumni that come back to games, the parents of alumni who still come back to games, like, and, like, even my parents, like, I know, like, whether or not, like, I'm still on this team, it's still going to be something special because of the people that will be left here. And I think overall, like, the people make the place, and because of these people, like, this place will forever, like, mean something to me, which makes it so hard to, like, have to leave. But, like, I know I'm going to be back plenty.
So you're definitely saying the environment and the team definitely leaves a huge impact on you.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's completely changed the person I'm going to be. I mean, these people will be, like, in my wedding one day. I mean, fingers crossed.
What sort of impact do you think you'd want to leave on the team, maybe especially for someone just starting out in the team?
I hope, like, we leave the, like, fun energy that we bring. Like, practices obviously can be, like, hard and like, they could be a lot and, like, tiring and whatever, but, like, I hope it's still fun for people just because, like, we come out and we're playing music and dancing for the first 10 minutes that we get up there. We get there because we get there so early for some reason, and, like, people are just running around dancing for, like, as if we're little kids out there and, like, not a bunch of, like, 18 to 22-year-olds. Like, so I hope, like, it just stays, like, fun. And, like, what I also love about the team is there's, like everyone's rooting each other on the whole time. Like, it's never like, oh, I want that person's spot, so I'm gonna be angry if they're doing well. It's like, no, like, I want that person's spot, but everyone's so happy, like, whenever anyone else succeeds. Like, it's, and I think a lot of that has to do with us, like, believing that, like someone doing well is the whole team doing well. And I think, like, that is something super special that not a lot of teams can say they have.
Definitely very unique of all the teams here. I'd say a lot of teams would share that same belief. When you're not defending your absolutely amazing championships and your titles for the conference, what are you just doing off the court?
Oh, God, in our free time. I mean, thing is, we're probably together. So, like, there's not much time that I'm not with my team. I live right now with the other 5 seniors. So when we're here, like, over, like, intersession and no one else is here, we, like, don't have school. We have nothing else to do. We watch, like, a lot of movies together, which, like, or, like, a TV show or something. And then what else? Like, honestly, like, we probably eat a lot in comparison to most people.
That's important. That's important for athletes. You gotta eat. So that's
gotta fuel the body.
No worries. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what exactly is your major?
My major is marketing.
Okay. So any big plans after? Maybe a way to go?
So I might be staying another year, considering. So I'm potentially gonna do, like, an MBA program here. Not 100% certain on that though. So kind of just seeing how this year plays out. for the next, like, I guess, month, and then I'll have to probably make some big decisions.
On a whim, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
And then, if not, like I don't really know what I want to do, which is, like, I'm so behind in that, but probably just end up in New York City, which was where both of my siblings live right now. My brother's, like, going to be a lawyer, my sister's an accountant, and then I'll probably end up in New York doing something marketing, hopefully.
Love it. No, absolutely great plan. Great place to be.
Yeah.
What would you say are some of your biggest inspirations, whether it's, you're in your class or you're on the court? Like, who would you say are some of the big inspirations to you?
I think for me, like, a lot of it boils down to my family. It's kind of like super important to me has always been my family, and, like, we're very, very close. So, like my brother, super smart, Fordham Law School, going to be a big New York City lawyer. He's been a big inspiration for me in like getting into basketball and, like, playing it, watching him play it. Like, even though he only played it up until high school, but it's just, like, inspiring overall. And then also just my sister, she's super, super smart. Both of my sisters, I have a younger one too. Both are super smart, and, like, kind of motivates me, like, in school, because I know, like I used to not always think like I was, like, I used to be like, oh, I'm not as smart as them, I'm not as smart. But, like, through, like, working hard and, like, seeing how smart they can be, like, I feel like kind of inspired me to be like, maybe you, like, are smart. Like, you can do it in the classroom, like, if you put your mind to it. So just kind of, like, overall my family, and then my parents as well. My dad, super, super smart. And then my mom is, like, literally the kindest soul in the world. So, like, they just inspire me to just be the person I am. And I think they help me set high expectations for myself, while also, like, letting me know, like, you might not always meet your expectations, and that's okay, as long as you just worked hard and did everything you could. And because of that, I feel like it's kind of made me the person I am today.
Inspiration is definitely a huge part that makes an athlete, and I mean, you can see it right there. You told that full story like it was nothing. You know where your values lie. Another part of inspiration too that a lot of people look up to are athletes, and you mentioned that you've watched a lot of basketball. Basketball has been a huge part of your life. So, are there any athletes you particularly look up to?
This one I'm gonna have to think about.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not, like, huge into, like, watching basketball. I think part of that is because, like, we always play
right
at the same time as, like, other basketball players. I would say it's usually just, like, the people that I play with that are, like, older than me, if that makes sense. So, like, not necessarily, like, famous athletes, but, like, people that I've been on teams with. Like, I can, like, my junior year of high school, we had, like, a senior captain who was just, like, she led so well, and, like, even the other seniors and everybody on the team, like, we looked up to her and just all could acknowledge that she was such, like, a great leader. And I feel like when my coach would, like, talk to us about, like, what does it mean to be a captain? Can you think of someone who's, like, a great leader? Like, I always think of her. And, like, she just had, like, the way she carried herself kind of was always inspiring to, like, know, like, she might not be having the best game, but you can never tell. Like, she always would pick up everyone up around her, and, like, she always had this, like, kind of, like, composure, and she always seemed like, okay, like, things might be going not well in this game, but, like, you couldn't tell from her, and I feel like that always inspired me. And then just also people, like, on the Scranton team, like Bridget Monahan, Hannah, I mean, like, all my former teammates kind of have inspired me, like, throughout the years.
What's maybe a story that you can tell me that really sticks in your mind that helped shape your career, or maybe just how you live day by day, but maybe something that happened during your basketball career that really sticks out?
I'd love to tell the story because it just, like, was so cool to me. So, like, Bridget played here last year, and now she's killing it at St. Joe's. But I played her in high school because she, like, was a town over for me, and I played her in our county final, my junior year, her senior year. And, like, she was the best player on their team, 100%. Great player, and I always remember it. So I'm playing her in our county final, and, like, this story does not end well for me, but it still has always stuck with me. We get down to, like, it's like a 1-point game. they have the ball. We're trying to defend them, and obviously my whole team is like, we have to stop Bridget. Like, she's our best player, whatever. So, like practically 4 people are trying to guard her up the court, and she dribbles it up, and she chucks it to some girl who has not taken a shot, like, this whole game. Like, is not a shooter, whatever. But she passes the ball. And, of course, like, I'm supposed to be guarding that girl. But I was just more focused on Bridget. And the girl sinks it, and we ended up losing heartbreakingly. But it was just, like kind of like an inspiring play to watch where their best player, like, didn't matter that it was the last play of the game and, like, they might lose because of it. She just made, like, the right play and, like, the unselfish play and gave the ball, and the girl makes the shot. And it's kind of like that, like, to me, like, just shows you that, like, basketball is, like, a team sport. So it can't be just one person out there, because if she'd been out there alone and it was just her, like, she probably wouldn't get the shot off because there's 4 people guarding her, but there are always other people on that court with you. So, like, her making that pass was, like, always inspiring to me.
That's absolutely a fantastic story. I mean, it definitely roots back to everything you've said. So this coming Friday, absolutely huge game. If there's anything that you can say to maybe the community to hype us up, to get us out there, I mean, I know I'm going to be here after everything you said today. Just maybe this is definitely the time to say it.
I mean, I think, like, the only thing I can really say is, like we are so appreciative of people showing up, and, like, it means so much to us. So if we can get people there, like, that would obviously be amazing. And we're hoping to help, like, put on a good show and get a big win. So we need people there to help us.
Well, I'm definitely going to be supporting you. Can't wait to see you all down there. Maddie, thank you for coming on the show. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, once again, thank you, Maddie, for being on the show. As we've mentioned, Friday, 8:15, Framingham, NCAA first round. It's going to be an absolutely massive game. If Maddie didn't convince you enough to come out, you have to come out and support your Lady Royals. You can find all the information on the Royal Athletics Department Instagram. If we win on Friday, we move to the second round, which could be played against Marymount or Ohio Northern. So be sure to be there, stick around, and as always, this has been the Royal Vision Podcast with your host, Alex Taylor. We'll see you in the next one.